Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Dubai Stars. Today I have a different star. He's from the financial market, specifically into Forex trading. I'm here with my friend Axel.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great. Thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
It's been a while. We're trying to fix this.
Yeah.
We cannot take you off the charts. You know, this guy is always on it, trying to juice it and milk it. So thank you for coming on the show. For people who don't know who you are, even though I highly doubt it, give us a little introduction.
Absolutely. So I'm Axel. I'm basically a Forex trader and entrepreneur. We run a very big Forex automation bot thing where we have thousands of members who have joined this new revolution of automated trading. It's something different. It's different from all the old trading stuff that everyone's used to. And yeah, we're doing really good, thank God. And yeah, that's basically a very quick, short introduction of the main thing that I do currently.
Okay, first of all, tell us, where were you living before moving to Dubai?
Yeah, so before moving to Dubai, I was in Canada. So in Toronto, Canada specifically.
Living the dream.
The dream of shoveling ice, you know? The dream of going out and your face hurts. That's the Canadian dream. But yeah, I was there in Canada for a good 5 years before I moved here. But before that, I was in Morocco, where I was born and raised, basically.
So when you were in Canada, what were you doing? What were you doing? What were you really investing your time in?
So I was in Canada for a very long time, right? When I first came in, I was just a university student. I was a university student straight from Morocco, broke. So I was still making music like we were talking about off camera. And yeah, I did that for a good 4 years while I was in university, just studying, just trying to get little jobs here, painting walls, doing construction, whatever stuff. I wouldn't call it fun stuff. The hard stuff.
Yeah.
You know, the hard stuff. And then, yeah, but by somewhere in my university journey, I was like, I'm done with this stuff. Like, I can't really do this normal, just work, job, blah, 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 9 to 5. I was like, okay, I need to pick up like a high income skill.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I picked up a bunch of skills. So I worked in sales. I know you're in real estate sales. So I worked in sales before that in multiple industries. I worked in marketing and I picked up trading. I picked up a lot of stuff early on in my early 20s that allowed me later on, in like 3-4 years ago, to combine all of them and create something very big for myself.
Okay, just tell me something. So it's amazing when you try to do stuff, you don't fit in, and you feel like there's something wrong in the system. Even though everyone is doing it, there must be something bigger into life. And this is what I call the first step of the awakening.
Yes.
Or just
the breakthrough.
Yeah, something. So what got you into the field that you are in? And excuse me, and I hope you don't mind what I'm about to say, but you know, most of the time when we hear the word Forex, it's linked into scam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the practice is absolutely terrible. So before you answer this, please break it down to our audience. What does Forex mean?
All right, so Forex trading, you're basically trading different currencies against each other. Basically, it's like you're betting in ways. Let's say if there's a pair which is JBP versus JPY, which is the Japanese yen. So you're betting either that this one's going to go up and this one's going to go down, or you're betting that one is going to go up and one's going to go down. Basically, to bring it to real estate, let's say in real estate, there's a property. And there's me and you, and we're like, I bet such and such that this is going to go up. And you're betting, okay, this is going to go down. And then one of us is going to win that bet. And that's basically what you're doing, but on a $6 trillion per day market at a very, very large scale. So that's what I would call
Winston is actually taking the money of whoever loses. So whatever value you are putting in, whether you're leveraging or not, whoever is against you, you're going to take that money.
So that's it. Trading in general is usually like that, whether it's stocks, whatever. It's a zero-sum game. Zero-sum game means somebody has to lose and somebody is going to win whatever that person lost, you know? And yeah, it's a ruthless game, and there's a lot of manipulation from the banks and stuff trying to take your money, but it's all part of the game. It's fun. It's exciting, but it can also be very hard to really grasp, especially in the beginning. But once you understand how everything works, it can be much easier.
So what got you in it?
What got me in it is funny.
You from someone or you followed someone that you saw all of those flashy cars? And how was it?
Well, it's funny because somebody, like a random page, followed me on Instagram back in the day. This was years ago. And at that time, I was still stupid. I didn't understand anything. But I see they posting these things with money and shit. I'm like, what is this? So I DM him. I'm like, yo, what is this you do? He told me, oh, Forex signals.
Give me $1,000 first edition.
Yeah. So the first time that happened, I gave him $700. At that time, it was a lot of money. And then I got scammed. Right? The first encounter I had with Forex, I got scammed.
You didn't get scammed. You got to learn.
Exactly. You got a lesson. So I got my first lesson there. I was like, okay. But instead of quitting, I was like, this is still interesting. I still believe that there's something here that can be done. So then I went on, started going on YouTube, learning different strategies, learning the basics, learning different candlesticks, different patterns, what they mean, et cetera, et cetera. And over time, you lose a bunch of money, you make a bunch of money, and you go through your lessons, like we said, and years later, you end up somewhere where you're profitable. But then I didn't just stop there. I took it to the next level. I was like, okay, we have something that's profitable. Let's make something automated that can do this for me, so I don't have to be there on the charts all the time, doing this myself. It's boring. Because sometimes in trading, it's boring. Like you're gonna sit there for hours just waiting for your setup to happen and stuff like that. It's not the most exciting job. But I was like, okay, I need something that can maybe do this for me. So we created an automated strategy, and now that's what basically we do for the most part. I don't really sit down and manually trade anymore. I have my bots that do that for me.
Okay, and tell us, if someone wants to start today, how can he get into this?
Honestly, if you want to start today, you're going to have to start at the very basics. You're going to have to sit your ass down, go on YouTube, start with like candlesticks, beginner lessons. You're going to have to go through technical analysis, beginner lessons, stuff like that. That's like the very basics of where you need to start. This bots, all of this is more advanced, is more intermediate. If you start right there, you're not going to understand anything. So if you want to start trading Forex, sit down, YouTube, there's hours of videos on there. There's a bunch of courses on there. And also babypips.com is a very good resource for like complete beginners to understand all the terms.
By the way, as a disclaimer, I'm not promoting Forex and nothing. I'm just talking with my guest. He's someone very interesting character in Dubai. We're gonna talk how he just like exploded in the city. Everyone is talking about him. That's why I invited him. I'm here to meet the person behind the success. I'm not promoting for anything. So if you wanna join, whether Forex, crypto, or any kind of trading, you better do your own due diligence. And shall we give them this advice that don't take signals from anyone? If it works, no one would even have shared it with you.
I would say this, the biggest advice that people don't follow in trading is only trade what you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
So people go in there and put their whole life savings. It's like, oh, I'm going to get rich. And then they lose it all. So my biggest advice is only trade what you can afford to lose. So if you only have $100, trade $100. Like if you can afford to lose it.
And they always say like always use 2% of the total wealth or your total whatever.
Yeah, that depends on the strategy that you're going to use.
Yeah.
Manual trading, sometimes you only want to risk 1%, stuff like that. But when you're trading a very small account, if you risk 1%, you're not really going to make money.
What types of tradings do we have in Forex? Give us like, name it all, give us the strategies, how does it go? Like you're talking to a child.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure most of the people here don't understand it. Even myself, I've never understood Forex, but whenever I hear Forex, I'm like, there's this red flag or that thing. I've never heard anyone talking good about it. So maybe you would be the first one.
No, so there's different types of Forex trading, right? So the main one is day trading. Yeah. This is where you're going to open up a position and maybe within the same day you're going to close it. Maybe hold
the way the markets function the same like the crypto market. It all follows the stock exchange. Like how does it work?
So the market is a bit different with it's not necessarily like crypto because crypto is 24/7 every single day.
Yeah.
Stocks is also a bit different because it opens and closes based on United States.
Correct. Which is 4:20 a.m. in Dubai.
Yes. It opens based on Wall Street. Forex is not like that. Forex, it stays 24/5. So 5 days out of the week, from Monday to Friday, it's open nonstop. It follows its own thing. It's basically run by the banks. That's how it's done. The different types of trading that exist are basically like what I was saying, day trading. This is where maybe you open up a position and within the same day, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours later, you close it. There's swing trading. This is where you're going to hold a position for days. Some people even hold it for weeks, you know. So on these kind of plays, they're big plays. You need to be very patient and stuff like that. There's different types. There's intraday trading where maybe I start a position today and I close it tomorrow or something like that. It's not as long as swing trading. And then finally, there's scalping, which we talked about before. Yeah, scalping. This is the one where you go fast. You're in it for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, boom, boom, boom. You make your money, you get out the money real quick, and then you're done trading for the day. So all of these different types of tradings are for different types of people, right? So the type of person that will go and really learn how to swing trade is not the same type of person that will go and try to learn scalping. The scalping is for somebody maybe who's more snappy, who's impatient, right? Maybe an A-type kind of personality.
But say on the fast like that, that's a goal.
Yeah, like that. Whereas swing trading, you're somebody more relaxed, you're more chill, you have your emotions under control.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
What did you certain direction?
Exactly. You're more emotionally in control. And sometimes the swing traders make some of the biggest bucks as well because they play very big positions over a long period of time. But yeah, like I said, depending on your personality type, your level of emotional control, and stuff like that will depend on which type of trading you will want to pick up.
I think in trading, even in life, anything that we do in the corporate life, you should be super emotionless. There's no emotion should be involved. And when I tell the agents or whoever is like, oh, I lost this massive deal. I'm like, yeah, and you want to cry about it for the next 6 hours or you jump to the next one. Yeah. So it's like, it's a game. Try to pick up as much as possible. Don't do it based on gambling. Do it based on fundamental and do it based on the news. And tell us today, how can people really be connected to this news, to be up to date, to know when the dollar is falling, when another is rising? So how do people stay up to date?
Yeah, so there's different websites that you can use to be updated on news. The main one that we use, myself and my community, is called www.forexfactory.com. It has like a whole calendar. It tells you exactly when the news are going to be announced. For example, Powell is going to be speaking soon and stuff in the States. It tells you today at 7 p.m. and Dubai time is going to happen. So now if you're trading, you know, okay, 7 p.m., I need to be careful. This guy might say some BS again and shoot the market up or down depending on what period.
That's all he's been saying for the past 2 years, by the way.
Yeah. He's all he's saying is BS. But yeah, so basically Forex Factory is one of the biggest websites that you can use to track the news and see when it's going to happen and to trade around it, right? Because the worst thing you can do is have a position open, the news happen, and then it goes against you crazy, and then you're like, fuck, should have closed before.
Yeah. So how easy it gets to be liquidated on a position?
How easy does it get to get liquidated? So it depends on your stop loss. So in Forex, it's not like crypto where you get margin called or liquidated and stuff like that. So you basically have a stop loss, right? So let's say you take position here and your take profit is maybe here.
And so to simplify it, let's say the dollar, it's what, 1 point, compared to euro, let's say, I don't know, 1.1.
I'm not sure what the current rate is, but
so that's the right example for
in really basic terms. It's like, let's say the dollar is at 1. This is just examples. The dollar is at 1. Your take profit is at 1.5, for example, right? So this is you want it to hit this, and then the position will automatically close. Or if it goes to 0.8, right?
And
it automatically
closes. So in this case, you just lost a part of the amount.
Exactly.
Just like suck all of it.
Exactly. So that's the right way to do it. If you go in and you place a position with no TP, no stop loss, then you're definitely going to get liquidated, like completely.
Okay.
Your whole money is going to be gone, yeah.
Get us back to when you started. Take us back to those days that you will never forget, which was your biggest gain and then your biggest loss.
Yeah. So let's talk about the bad stuff first. Let's talk about biggest loss. Biggest loss was $100,000 in a single day, which would be 300,000 dirhams.
And how much you had?
How much money I had? Well, I was still rich at that point. It didn't like put me out of business or anything, but it's still a very big loss that it hurt. That was 2021, the end of 2021, so a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That was my biggest loss. It was a very big lesson. But the good thing about when you have an iron mind and a good psychology, you move on, you make new money, you make fresh money, you recover, you move on. That's in the past. My biggest gain was 50,000 in a single day. So my biggest gain is actually lower.
You need two of those to break even.
Yeah, I need two of those. But my biggest gain was $50,000 in a single day, and that was last year around in Q4.
Okay. Tell me, how did you learn how to control your mind and emotion? You know, whenever you're trying to do something, especially in the first stages, you will always have obstacles left and right. And most people will say, well, screw it. This is not for me. I'm better than that. Let me listen to my parents, take that safe job, all of this stuff. So tell us, when you start getting these beats from life, like how did you start overcoming it?
That's a good question, because that's the thing. You learn to get over your emotions once life really slaps you multiple times, right? So for example, when I was in Canada, I was very broke. There were times where I got evicted, like thrown out of my house. There were times where I had fights with people inside my, my roommates and stuff like that, where it was like life or death situation, like very bad stuff that happens. And over time, you become more and more numb to these high and low emotional things, right? For example, today, if I have a very big win, I'm gonna be, yeah, cool. If I have a very big loss, I'm gonna, yeah, okay, cool. You need to find a way where you're neutral. And life experiences that are traumatic do help, but you don't necessarily have to go through that in order to be good at trading, right? You can find stuff within your brain to control it and to put it lower. For example, it's hard to explain it, because you have to learn it through experience with trading. For example, you can start and you will see with real money, and you will see like if the thing goes down like 5% in drawdown and you're panicking and you're like, oh my God, well, what's happening here? So you have to go through that multiple times until you get used to it. And now the same thing happens and you're like, yeah, this is normal. So we have to learn it through experience.
I learned myself. Remind me to show you some videos where I was minus above 200. You know, that was like...
It's like, yeah, it's part of the game, whatever. If you're very confident in your strategy and you know what you're doing, then you know your overall bias is still going to play out. But the problem is with beginners that don't know what they're doing, and then they place a trick and they're like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. And then they panic and then they go all crazy and stuff. So they lack confidence in their strategy and in themselves, and they still need to learn emotional control.
How about the greed factor?
Oh, greed is crazy. There's a lot of times where you're like, oh, let me just hold it. Let me just a bit more, a bit more. And then it goes completely against. Yeah, so that's definitely one of the factors as well. The greed factor, you can solve it by having a daily target. You're like, okay, if I hit $1,000 today, I'm done. That's it. I'm done with the markets. And then you hit it and then you're done. So it's really built on discipline. You need to build your discipline up in order to be able to say, okay, here, close, boom. Here, this is not going well. I don't think my analysis is right anymore. Okay, closed. Discipline, it has to be built. And one of the things about discipline is you have to build it all around in your life. If you don't have discipline in your gym, in your daily life, in your work, whatever, you're not going to have discipline in trading either. There's a saying, they say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I kind of believe that, because if you want to start building that kind of discipline, you need to do it all around in all areas of life.
Do you guys often get like this kind of opportunity where there's a currency which is really crashing and everyone is shorting the hell out of it? Mm-hmm. Does this frequently happen? These kind of opportunities, like
a massive, like if you're talking about something like what happened to the Russian ruble,
yeah,
that doesn't really happen that often. No, that was a once in a once in I don't know how long.
And a wartime. Once in a wartime.
Yeah, that was crazy. So if you caught that short there, you would have made a lot of money. But it does not happen that
But
often.
also,
But there's still enough movement in the markets that there's plenty of opportunities to buy and
we've seen that crazy bounce back, and even it shooted up, and that liquidated tons of people.
Yes.
I want you to explain to us this main common mistake that doesn't matter what you are trading, like people when they ride that wave, not knowing the direction. And I always tell people, like, if everyone is talking about it, whether it's on Twitter or it's on YouTube,
So for you to do the opposite.
it's done. Like the retailers, the big, like the retailers are gonna get screwed, but the big boys, the institution has already sold. Yeah. So does it work the same?
Absolutely, 100%. In Forex, it's depending on what kind of style trading you do is a bit different, right? Because if you're day trading, there's not enough time for these things to happen. But if you're swing trading and you're like, okay, I think the US dollar is gonna go down, and you're trading it against euro or whatever, and then your overall bias is down, but then something happens and everybody's down. And then like the banks know what these people think, whatever the banks, they follow everything. So once they know everyone thinks this thing is going to go down, like, all right, it's time for us to flip the market. And then boom, they liquidate everyone. They take the money, you take a loss. And
it's the same like in the sharks and the crypto, where all of the sharks are telling you it's going down and everyone is shorting. Then you see this massive spike, which no one can explain it, and then it dips all the way down.
100%. All the markets are manipulated. They're all like this. Like this happens in crypto and stocks and in Forex. All the markets are like this. There's always sharks that are against you, and you just have to know how to navigate around them.
Just to have your bite, and
you have to take your little bout and hide.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like after a couple of years now, I can tell when there's a fake out. But sometimes also, like when life is perfect, everything is nice, you really kind of like close that position, or at least take all of your profit and just let it keep going.
Yeah, so that's where proper risk management comes into place, right? If, like I said in the beginning, if you're just trading, no stop loss, no take profit, and it's just random, you're just letting it, there's a lot of risk there for things to go really bad against you. But if you're using proper risk management, maybe like you said in the beginning, you're only risking 1% of the position, you're only risking 2-3%, whatever, depending on your account size, and you're comfortable when you place that trade that, hey, if the worst case scenario, I lose 1 or 2%, I'm okay with that. Then you come into it mentally a bit differently. You're much more comfortable in your trade and your analysis because you already accepted, okay, worst case scenario, I'm gonna lose 2%.
Yeah. I think all of the trading is like that, because let's be very real. If you want to have that safe and steady money, you wouldn't be into trading. You gotta buy a property, lease it out, and sure, nothing can go wrong. But you're in the trade just to make that quick cash. Now, it's not get wealthy. It's not like gonna make you this the rich quick scheme doesn't work like that. But at least you want to say, okay, I just made 500,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever that number is. That's why you go to trading.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you said is true, but it happens in all markets, even in real estate. For example, in the US, if people bought a property last year and it was crazy overvalued, right? And right now the market crashed down in the States, they still lost money, even in real estate.
Yeah.
This is just any market. No
But you want to lose money until you sell the property.
Absolutely.
As long as you're holding, it lost its value if you want to liquidate immediately. But if you're holding it, no one cares.
Yes, absolutely. So that's more similar to like stock or crypto.
Yeah.
Like you own the asset. For example, if you buy crypto, you own the asset. With Forex, it's not like
direction. That's it.
Yeah,
direct.
Exactly. With Forex, you don't own anything. You're just betting. It either is going to go up or down. If it goes against you, it goes against you. That's it. You get your stop loss hits. That's it. You lost money. But you don't own anything. You don't own the US or the euro, whatever pair you're trading. So that's the difference between trading Forex versus something like stocks, crypto, or real estate.
Out of every country on the planet and every city on the planet, why you picked Dubai specifically?
Dubai is amazing, man. Dubai just has that rich energy, that very wealthy vibrations. You come in here and it's just a good place to be. Good weather, good people. great network. If you're already rich and stuff like that, you come here, you find other rich people, other people that do similar stuff. Like, for example, we were talking about like our supercars and stuff like that and going on track, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas in Canada, for example, there's not really that many of those people, you know?
You wouldn't dare buy a Lamborghini in Canada. It would be
it would be a white Lamborghini because no, it's not worth it. You can't drive this 6 months out of the year, so why are you buying an expensive car for nothing, right? Out here, you can fucking drive it every single day of the year, even when it's blazing hot, whatever. You can still drive your Lamborghini, and yeah, it's really an amazing place. Other than that, there's also like other advantages, right? If you're running a business, you have zero tax. That's a massive advantage, because if you're let's say you're here in Dubai and you have zero tax and you're competing with another company that's in the state and they pay 50% tax, right? Even if they make more revenue than you, in the end, their profits is going to be slashed by half.
And then what you net.
Exactly. You netted way more, which means you have more cash flow to go and disposing.
It's becoming double than any other company.
Yes, and then you have way more capital to play with compared to your competitors, so automatically you win. That's one of the, if you're running a business, like think about it like that. It makes no sense staying in a place where you pay 50, 60% taxes. Like that doesn't make sense. That was definitely one of the biggest reasons to move. It makes no sense.
Did you imagine it's gonna be like that before moving? Or because like most of the people when they speak to me, they make me feel like we are in a war zone or we are riding camels or whatever. And then when they come to Dubai, they were like, oh wow, like this is super unexpected.
Not really. I never felt like that. And the funny thing, I never came to Dubai before.
This is what I'm asking at before moving. Like, what did you hear about Dubai? Because like, I feel like the West and all of that side of the world, they're always trying to put us down in any way because they know like this is the actual deal. This is where the dream happened.
Yeah. So that depends. I think maybe that happens with people who are a bit older and stuff like that. The younger people, they know that Dubai is a place to be. You see everything on Instagram. You see all the social media, TikTok, come to Dubai, all that stuff, right? Yeah. So already you're more brainwashed to understand that, okay, Dubai is actually a very cool place to be. Whereas somebody who's maybe 40, 50 years old, he remembers the Middle East from back in the day where it's just desert and nothing. Then somebody like that, it's hard for him to believe that it's so technologically advanced and all of this. So no, honestly, before coming here, I already knew Dubai was a great place to be. It was about, hey, can you afford it or can you not?
Do you see yourself living anywhere else after being here for what, 6 months, 9 months?
Yeah, been here for 6, 7 months. The only problem with Dubai is the summers, right? Summers are crazy hot. It gets really stupid.
It's not a problem. It's a God-given vacation.
It's a God-given vacation. So I feel like most of the people out here live in two places. They live in Dubai most of the winter, and then summer they go somewhere else. For me, I probably would do the same, to be honest. Maybe go back to my home country, Morocco, maybe Canada, maybe some Spain. I don't know. But that leaves open for a nice 4 or 5 months vacation.
But it's safe to say that your base, your hub, everything.
Yes. Yeah, 100%, 100%. The network out here is amazing. The benefits out here are amazing. The people out here are amazing. There's no reason, especially if you own an online business and stuff, there's no reason why you shouldn't relocate here.
Tell us how a typical day of yours look like from when you wake up.
Yeah, so I wake up a bit late, around 11, 12.
Okay.
The reason why is because my company, we work mostly with U.S. clients. So U.S. client time zone, which is mostly Eastern time zone compared to here, is like 12-hour difference or something like that. So my schedule has to be a little flipped compared to when I lived in Canada. But yeah, I wake up around 11, 12, get up. First thing I like to do is get some gym out of the way, get some physical activity. I have weights in my condo now because I'm lazy. I don't want to go to the gym, so I just do it inside my own condo. After that, I check the numbers for the previous day when it comes to sales for my company and stuff like that. Did we do good? Did we do bad? Etc. Etc. Then we do some market chart ups and stuff like that with her. We check the market. How was it? Well, if we made any profits, etc. Etc. After that, during the evening, I start work around 5, 6 p.m. I go to my office that we have in Dubai here, and there basically sales meetings with clients, meetings or filming content, filming stuff like the reels and stuff that you see on my Instagram. Yeah, that's basically a day in the life with me. Really mostly just talking to people and doing stuff like that. When it comes to actual work, I think you get to a certain level in life where you have people that do the stuff for you, right? That's why you hire
The fun stuff.
Yes. Yes. They do the fun stuff for you. And then you just get to make like executive decisions. Okay, this, okay, that, no this, no that.
So let's make a scenario. So if someone comes to you and say, okay, Axel, I believe in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, this guy is like every week is buying a new car. He's got a Lambo. Now he got himself a Ghost. God knows what's happening in Mars. I'm the one I kill the surprise factor, living the life and absolutely doing it. And it's not like renting it. I've seen the Lambo. I've seen the stuff. So if
It's downstairs.
yeah, if someone wants to start say this is rental, no, it's not rental at all. So coming back to this, let's say if someone say, okay, I wanna try this out. I wanna give you $5,000.
See, here's the thing. Me personally, in my company, we don't work with beginners. We don't work with people who know nothing about trading. We don't work with people who are just starting out. If somebody just starting out comes to me, I'll be like, you should start at YouTube. You should start somewhere else. Because with our automated trading bot and the stuff that I do personally, it requires somebody who's already intermediate, already knows the basics, already knows a few things about the market. So somebody who doesn't know anything, I would have to reject them.
Okay, let's say someone has a bit of experience, but regardless, he's coming to use your bots because he doesn't want to do the fun stuff at home on your side.
Yeah. So somebody who wants to actually join our automated trading bots and is a little bit experienced in what we do and stuff, basically they get in contact with me on Instagram or one of my websites and stuff like that. We talk, we see if this is the right fit for him. He's probably going to get on the call with one of my salespeople. They're going to see if what we have is the right thing for him or not, because some people it's not the right thing for them. If it is, we sign you up. You get put into our Discord community with the
What will be the bare minimum for someone to enter this?
To enter is going to be around $2,000.
Okay.
Which is 5,000 dirhams?
Yeah, 7,000 dirhams. Okay.
Yes, something like that, around 2,000.
What can someone expect by end of the month using this $2,000?
So, it depends on the person.
5%?
Yeah, I mean, it completely depends on the trading style of the person and the knowledge that he has. Some of our people, they buy the bot, they use it, they make like 300% in a month. We have like verified results and stuff. People do that. There's other people who are not as good. Maybe they only make 5-10%.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I did understand that the bot is the one that gives you the signal by here, send here, do this. So what does the bot actually do?
No, so it's not a signal bot. It's none of that stuff. It's actually a strategy, but it's just been put in an automated way. So instead of you having to go click buy it and sell whatever, it does it for you, but you still have to know what you're doing. You still have to put it at the right time. Like you choose the time, okay, I want to start it here. Okay, boom. You got to play with the settings, like what's the lot sizes, how much you want to risk, etc., etc. Then once you input all of that information, then the bot just does exactly what you tell it to, and you don't have to be there, right?
I give the order.
Exactly.
And that's what the bot does.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
the bot,
virtual employee.
Basically, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
In a way, it's kind of like that. It's a virtual employee that you still have to manage, right?
Yeah.
'Cause, like, you know,
It's still an employee.
Exactly. And you're the CEO and this is employee, basically. That's a good way to put it.
Okay. Can we in a way kind of like manage the expectation for someone? Like, you know, when someone is coming, say, that's $10,000, I want to make $10,000 back. Like, how do you manage the expectations?
Yeah, so when it comes to expectations, like, we always like to lowball it because the majority...
Under-promise, over-deliver.
Yes, because the majority of people are not going to get 300% in a month and crazy stuff like that, right? They're not. There are some people who do.
Average number, can we say someone can make 20 as an average?
I would say 10.
10, fair. 10 number.
So 10 is a fair number.
So if someone comes with $2,000, he can make $200.
If you're going low risk, yes. Low risk, yeah. If you want higher risk,
Yeah.
then you can make much more. But then, of course, you risk losing the thing. That's all. That's always the balance is how risky do you want it to be? Do you care if you lose this money or no? No? Okay, go high risk. This money is a lot to you? Okay, go low risk. So it depends on your risk tolerance as a person. And that also depends, like we said in the beginning, only trade what you can afford to lose. And that's where most people go wrong.
We are seeing that AIs are going into every industry.
100%.
How about your industry?
Of course, this is like a way of AI, a way of automated trading bot. This is the beginning of it, right? So luckily, I happen to be early in on the trading way for this stuff. But yeah, that's basically it. That is what we do.
Like, you think a day will come when there's gonna be like an AI is taking full control of everything,
Yes.
beating the system?
The funny thing is, banks and big hedge funds and all of these massive companies, they already had this for years.
I know, including the BlackRock. They have this untouchable system which has been performing like
for
crazy.
years. It's only like the stuff that we get now.
Yeah, it's
it's
the
just
price.
low.
Yeah,
Like the it's not even the advanced stuff. What they have cooking up and that they've been using for years is like out of this world.
I always say, like, whatever they release for the public is the crumbs. The actual cake is inside.
100%. AI in trading and in quant and all of this stuff has been around for years. This is not new. It's just new to the public. It's getting more accessible to the average person to be able to use AI to trade, to use automated trading bots to trade, when as a few years ago, it wasn't accessible, or maybe it was only accessible if you were really like a nerd and into an app, you know? Whereas now, anybody can have access to this kind of stuff. So it's wider adoption.
Talk to us about your company. So you're based in Media City?
Yeah, we're based in Dubai. Basically, that's where I have my sales office. We have a few staff members that basically, like I told you, if you get in contact with us, whatever, you're probably going to get on a sales call at some point with somebody. That's where we do them. We do all the calls there. We have support staff, like in-house support staff for people who, like, hey, they have questions about the bot. Hey, how do I do this? How can I change the setting? Stuff like that. We have the in-house support staff there that can help them out and stuff like that. But yeah.
That's good. Unfortunately, there is no academic or any educational content. You at least have to do your own stuff. Consider yourself as an average trader before you guys can do your stuff.
So there is educational content, but it's on the bot itself.
Yeah.
It shows you how to use the bot, how to switch
Just have any trainer when people can take into a course of a week or a month or whatever, and they explain how to enter, what to do. And
No, when it comes to like the complete beginner stuff, not really.
why don't you do it?
You know, the problem with me is I get very impatient with people who don't understand things fast, right? And that's even in my company and stuff like that. Like, I like people who know what they're doing. You know, people that are snappy, you can give them da-da-da, and then they make it work. Well, I like that kind of people. A lot of beginners here, like, they don't know nothing about nothing. Some are very slow, and personally, I do not have the patience to deal with that. But maybe what could be done, if there's a large enough market for it, which there is to hire someone as a coach and all of that stuff, of course, do the marketing.
Or at least you can do like pre-recorded videos, have people just to go through. Like, for example, myself, I have no idea what Forex is, how does it work. If I wanna today go into YouTube, you know how much bullshit there's on YouTube.
There's a lot of videos.
And until you keep trying all of this to filter out and to say, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, you're already minus God knows how. So
yeah, but that's the thing. There's already enough beginner content out there. If you don't really know about this, is that you don't want to know. If you just go sit down.
Any specific trader or page that you would recommend?
Yeah, so
that you say is good for beginners?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is a free YouTube course if you want to start at Forex trading and you know nothing about nothing. Recently made a reel that went viral. We were talking about it. It has like 200,000 views right now on Instagram, which is crazy. And it linked the beginner course. And if you go to YouTube and you put Anthony's World free beginner course, free Forex beginner course, you will get like a playlist of like 5 videos or 6 videos. Each one is about 20, 30 minutes, something like that. And he goes in details explaining his strategy and starting from the beginning and stuff like that. But it's also a wise idea to invest in some paid courses as well from other people. I don't offer them, but there's a lot of other Forex traders that offer a lot of good courses. For example, when I first started, I had to invest in myself and buy some courses just to learn the basics and all that stuff. So don't be scared to invest in yourself, to invest in your skill sets. It's always a good idea.
That has been amazing. Thanks a lot for coming. Thanks a lot for being on the show, guys. All of this details, credentials, Instagram, the address, everything will be inserted in this video. And if you are an average and looking to elevate the game in the Forex, Axel is your guy. Feel free to reach out. Thank you for watching this episode and see you in the next one.
See ya.
What's
Good stuff.
Flashing the fucking cars.
We made
Downstairs.
Forex, yeah.